Hello, my name is Tamika and welcome back to my channel. I have a question for you. Is the search for the perfect signature scent ever really over? I have been on this journey of discovering my perfect fragrance, one that feels like me, that I can reach for effortlessly and that I do not get tired of. But along the way, I have realized something, and that's I don't want to over consume on fragrances. I love perfumes, but I also want to be intentional about the collection. So today I'm going to share the fragrances that I currently own, that I love, and a little bit about each one and approaching the fragrances with mindfulness and intention. I also want to state that I am not a fragrance expert. I do not always know the notes. I just smell them like most people and kind of identify if I like the way a fragrance smells. So I also think that what I have enjoyed about certain fragrance smells has changed, especially since I've matured. I think you'll also show that through my fragrances, like when I purchase them, when I enjoy them, and then where it's led me to where I am today and what I continue to enjoy and what I continue to like. I also want to add that I used to think that having a huge fragrance collection was like the dream, but then I realized that I don't need 50 bottles. I don't even need 10 bottles to smell amazing. I just need to have the right ones. So this is my fragrance philosophy. Intentional buying, no more impulse purchases because of hype. No more influencer influence on purchasing. I need to get off of fragrance or perfume TikTok and perfume YouTube. I need to have versatility over volume. I want scents that fit in different moods, different occasions, and not just sit on my shelf. I would love to have fragrances that I kind of use in the summer or the spring or evening. I just want to have more versatility in that, or even fragrances that can do multiple things. That can be a summer fragrance that also can be used at the evening, more versatility. So that's what I'm going for with my collection. And lastly, it has to have emotional connection. If it doesn't make me feel good, I don't need it. In my collection now, I think all of these have a very positive impact and makes me feel good every time I use them, but in different circumstances. So let's get started. I want to say the oldest fragrances I have, not old as in time that I've had it, but a fragrance that I've continued to buy over multiple years. This is a fragrance by Letty from Fragonard Fragrances. And I discovered this fragrance on a trip to the south of France that I went to probably 15 years ago as part of one of the excursions. We went to the Fragonard fragrance factory, if that's what you want to call it, where they actually make the fragrance. And we had testings and we went to the different rooms and we saw the lavender fields and all those things that were there. We got to make our own fragrance. So it was a really wonderful experience. It was something that I had never done before. And it's definitely something that if you ever go to France and you're not going to be like in Paris and you're going to go to the south of France, I would definitely put this on your list of things to do, is to visit Fragonard. This was probably one of the first fragrances that I was like, I smelt it at the factory, at the place, and I loved it. And it's a floral violet fragrance. It's soft, it's floral. It just reminds me of a summer day. This would definitely be a fragrance that I would wear, or that I do wear in warm weather. The top notes are orange, blackberry, and mandarin. The heart notes are violet, rose, and jasmine. And the base notes are raspberry, musk, and amber. You definitely can smell the orange. I smell all fruits. And maybe it's not a floral, maybe it's a fruit. I don't know. If more about fragrances in the comments, I would not be offended if you give me some feedback. But maybe this is considered not a floral fragrance, but a fruity fragrance, especially as we look at the notes of orange, blackberry, mandarin, and then there is the floral, the violet, the rose, and the jasmine. I think about the top notes. This is my favorite. You can already see the dent. This is probably the third bottle that I've purchased from them. And I've also purchased lotions and soaps, all made of the fragrances that they have. I would say check out Fragonard if it's not something that you're familiar with, a true French perfume company. This fragrance, the last time I checked, it was no longer on their website. I don't know if it's been discontinued and they've replaced it with some other things, but I have a feeling that this will probably be the last bottle that I will be able to purchase from them. I believe that they've stopped making it. I keep going back to smell it. I love it. It's soft. I get compliments when I first spray it and I go out. This is the one that I continue to buy over and over again. Anybody remember this from the early 2000s. This is DKNY Be Delicious. And this is not the original, but this was one of the first gifts that my fiance bought me almost 20 years ago. He bought me this brand, not this perfume, but this brand of perfume. I would have to say, and you'll see that from some other things that come up in my collection, is that he loves an apple fragrance, and he loves an apple fragrance on me. So this was one of the first things he purchased me, and I've always had a bottle, and I've grown to love it myself. And I've never actually looked at the notes in this, but this is very interesting, is that the notes that are listed for this are cucumber, grapefruit, magnolia, green apple, lily of the valley, tuberose, violet, rose. Those are the middle notes. The top notes are the cucumber, the grapefruit, and the magnolia. The base notes are woodsy notes, sandalwood, and amber. And now that I am smelling or getting the list of the notes and I'm smelling it again, I would always just smell apple, but I smell the cucumber. I smell the grapefruit. I just think this is an old school, wonderful scent. I know it's not as popular anymore. I don't believe so. I never hear anyone when I go to look at some fragrance, YouTubers, I never see anyone give a review or their top apple fragrances. This never comes up, but I do think that it is one of the best. And I really smell that cucumber now. Interesting. Definitely strong apple. And I definitely love the floral. It's just something that I wear on date nights with my fiance because I know he loves it. I love it too. And this is definitely more long lasting on me. This is something that I will have to say does last on my body, does last on when I smell it on my clothes, but it's one of my old school fragrances. And it just really, I don't think this would be considered a romantic fragrance, but I think because it was a gift from someone that I love, it just makes me happy. It makes me smile. It just really, I don't know, it just makes me reflect on our relationship and all the good times that we spent together while I was wearing this fragrance. So this is DKNY Be Delicious. This is going to start to move into fragrances that are fairly new in my collection, at least 2 years. So the Be Delicious and the Fragonard Violet, those are fragrances that have been in my collection for 10 years, like that I've had for 10 years. And those were really the only 2 fragrances that I would wear. So as I've started to try and really find my signature scent, I've started to really expand. And the one perfume that I started to expand on is the My Way by Giorgio Armani. This is my going out fragrance. I wear this most if I'm going out with my girlfriend, going out to have a good time, if I'm going to the lounge, if we're going to brunch. This is day or night to me. I don't want to call it my party girl fragrance because I don't want you to give the impression that I'm a party girl. I am a homebody. But this is a fragrance that gets me pumped up to go out, have a good time. I love this. And I believe this is my second bottle. I think I got a smaller kind of travel size. I test everything out in a travel, and then I got the bigger bottle once I was done with the travel. I'm starting to see a theme here with what I tend to like in fragrances, because to go through these notes, the top notes here are orange blossom, bitter orange, and bergamot. The middle is iris, Indian tuberose, and the base notes are white musk, cedar, and bourbon vanilla. So again, those floral, fruity smells are definitely things that I tend to gravitate to. Love this. My Way. Use it quite often. And as we're coming out of the winter and into the spring and summer, she will definitely get used more. But I love it. If you were to say, Tamika, describe to me what Indian tuberose smells like, I would not be able to do that. But I feel like these florals, the iris, and maybe the Indian tuberose are just really jumping out at me. If you wear My Way, what are the notes that jump out to you that you smell through? I smell these top notes, but to me, the middle notes are making the floral. My Burberry blush, you can see how much I use of this, and I can tell you why, because it has one of my favorite smells as I go through the notes. The top notes are pomegranate and lemon. The middle notes are green apple, rose petals, and gardenias. The base notes are wisteria and jasmine. And I believe why this has been one of my favorite fragrances is because I love the smell of lemon. I love it. And this is very lemony and green appley to me. And the two together I just love it. And this was something I smelled in an Ulta one day. This was in Ulta. I was just thinking about fragrances more so than any of the other fragrances. To me, I would describe this as clean. And it maybe it's the lemony smell. It just smells clean to me. This is something that I have done like a quick little spritz on before I go to the gym in the mornings just to wake me up. But this just is summer clean in a bottle. I love it. I love it. It's gone to the back of my fragrance collection. But I think because you can see, it is something that I use quite often. I think I'm going to move it to the front. Again, as we're getting into spring and summer, I'm going to start using my Burberry blush more. That lemon and apple together, mwah, chef's kiss. Next, I'm going to move into a collection. This is the only brand that I think I have more than one of their fragrances, and that is Clean Reserve. So this was the first kind of skin scent that I got introduced to through Clean Reserve. And this is just because I wanted to mix up my fragrances. And the notes here are bergamot, orange blossom, honeysuckle. Those are the top. The middle notes are warm skin accord. I don't know what that is. I don't know where that comes from. Vanilla orchard, sun-kissed peony, and the dry down is salted pralines, fresh musk, and white cedar wood. And I would say with this, I smell the salted praline and the musk and I guess the bergamot, but I'm still learning. But I really love this. To me is, I would have to say that I wear this most when either going to the gym because it's so soft. My opinion is that this doesn't overpower, especially like with one spritz. So I do wear if I'm going to the gym in the morning, and I like to wear it before I go to bed at night. It's like tame and creamy. So I love the creaminess of it. And I feel like it's calming. It's a very calming scent. So this is how I was introduced to the Clean Reserve brand through the skin. So that got me thinking, hey, I want to try some other Clean Reserve products. So next I tried, just because I thought, oh, warm cotton, that sounds cool. So I saw this in like TJ Maxx. So I decided to purchase it. So this is the Clean Classic Warm Cotton. And the notes that they have here are, the top notes are citrus and verbena. I don't know what that is. I need to Google it. The middle notes are Flora Cotton Accord, orange, flowers, fruity, marine. The dry down is musk and amber. And I will say this is probably, out of all my fragrances, my least favorite. It smells soapy to me. I don't love that. I wish I knew what some of these fragrances, some of these notes smelled like individually, to be able to say, what is it about this? I'm going to blame it on the verbena because I don't know what that is. But I don't know. I don't love it. I like it. It's not a go-to. Again, this is something that I will spritz on in the morning on the way to the gym. I've also put it on at night. I know that there's a smell I don't like, perfume smell I don't like, and I don't like the smell of linen. When anything is like linen in a fragrance, I don't like it. And this to me reminds me of it. It's too laundry. It's too soapy. I think it's supposed to be fresh and floral, but that's not what I get from it. But this to me is probably one of my least favorite fragrances. I will wear it. I may have to give it away. I would hate for it to sit here, but I may have to see if someone else, maybe at work, or if I have some friends or stop by who may like this a little bit better, because they may smell something different. It may smell differently on them. I don't know if I'm going to keep it in my collection, but it's too long. It's too soapy. It's too soapy for me. But this is one of the second things that I got from Clean Reserve. Something said, hey, try one more thing. And I tried the Clean Reserve Sparkling Sugar. Clean Reserve Sparkling Sugar. And these notes here are cassis, berries, and ambretta seeds. The middle notes are peach nectar, jasmine petals, pink sugar, and the dry down is a white musk, tonka bean, and blonde wood. I would describe this as a gourmand. It's so sweet. This was the first gourmand, sweet, sugary perfume in my fragrance, and I love it. Love it, love it, love it. You know, all I can say is it smells so good. It's sugary, it's sweet, but it's not too sugary or sweet. This to me is juicy, sugary, juicy. I feel like I'm biting into a berry and it's just the juices are just, I know this isn't the best description. When you bite into a plum or something and it's just juicy and you're trying to grab a napkin and it's sweet, this is what this smells like to me, and I love it. I would wear this. I have to pace myself because this would be my go-to. If I could, I think if I were like to pick out, hey, Tamika, you could only keep one. I hate to say one of all of this would most likely possibly be it. And I didn't think I liked, like you could see from my previous sayings, it was citrusy. It was floral. Sugary never crossed my mind. I never really was into sugary fragrances, but this opened up the door and it's opened my mind up to more of a gourmand type of fragrance. Love it. I love sparkling. This is so good. So good. So good. This will be quick. Don't have much to say about it. It's not warm cotton to me, and I'm going to feel like I dissed warm cotton really bad. Saint Kitts by Tommy Bahama. And this, I don't think I've ever seen anyone review this. And one day I was in the mall, walking around, no intention of purchasing. And I walked by Tommy Bahama, a store that I've never gone in, and it smelled so good. So went in, started inquiring about the smell of the store, and they said that it's the Saint Kitts. I think I always fall back on fruits and florals. Don't wear her as much as I used to since I've gotten into some other fragrances. But the top notes here are starfruit, mandarin orange, and lime. The middle notes are watery notes. I smell that. It is watery. It's very marine, but we'll talk about that. Sea salt and cedar. The base notes are driftwood and ambergris. I'm not sure if I'm saying that right. Ambergris and musk. And I could say it's interesting. And I know I'm going to go on a tangent. Until today, I'm going to be completely honest. I've never looked up the notes of any of these perfumes. And now that I am reading what is the notes that are in these perfumes, boy, it's like an awakening. You smell things in such a different way. So the watery, the sea salt, the cedar are really coming through. I would never have thought of this before reading these notes and notes of the other things that I've gone through. I would have immediately said, if someone were to say, hey, what does it smell like? I would say it smelled like florals. But that's not, it's more complicated than that. Yes, I can smell the fruit, the orange, the star fruit, the lime, but I also smell those watery notes and the sea salt. And I have a better understanding of why it's called Saint Kitts, because it smells how you would imagine sitting by the ocean in your beach chair with a drink in your hand and you're just relaxing, what that would smell like. This is definitely more complex now that I know the notes. But I keep saying, I need to bring this up. I have not worn this in a while, but I think I need to bring this back to the front of my collection and start wearing this a little bit more. This is beautiful. Tommy Bahama, I think you did some good stuff with this one. So next, I want to talk about a brand that I would say was influenced to purchase, but I'm glad that I was. I would always hear folks talk about the KAYALI brand. So again, knowing that my fiance liked apple, they have a juicy apple, an Eden juicy apple. The top notes are... longer smell it. I have had people compliment me on this. My fiance, anything appley, he smells right away. And oh, you smell so good. Or he'll come up and like sniff my neck. He really loves an apple scent on me, but I don't really smell it long. But I definitely, this red apple, the berries, it really rings through. I like it. I don't love it. I think once I'm done with this, I probably would not repurchase it. I would probably try some, not like I need one more apple. I have one more, but not like I need any more apple smelling fragrances. But I probably would not repurchase this, and I would probably try something a little bit different. But this is beautiful. KAYALI, wonderful, smells so good, but honestly, it doesn't really last on me, so it's not something that I would purchase again. Next are two fragrances that I purchased from Dossier. I believe that's how you say it. And this is an inspired by fragrance brand. So I don't want to use the word dupe. I don't think that's the right word on Dossier. I don't know how to describe how they're inspired by. So this is citrus green apple. It is inspired by Dolce & Gabbana's light blue woman. And the notes on this and why I purchased it, of course, is because it has a green apple. So I was looking I felt like the juicy apple and the DKNY had a red apple-ish. I had the DKNY, which has a green apple. It's very green apple specific. And then the KAYALI Eden Juicy is more red apple. But I did want to try another green apple fragrance. And I wanted to try out the fragrance before purchasing the original fragrance, which has a much higher price point, to be completely honest. I wanted to test it before buying the one at the more expensive price point. This top note is green apple, lime, and cedarate. The middle is bluebell, jasmine, and rose, and the base is amber, cedarwood, and musk. I have used quite a bit of this. To me, and I can't compare it to the original, but this does have one of the freshest green apple smells. I would have to say I like my DKNY better, but I don't know if this is just because it's the inspired by and not the original. But I do wear it quite often, but this wouldn't be, once I'm done with this, got me to say, look, I need to get the original. The next one that I'm going to talk about, I was like, I need the real thing. I don't care how much it cost, but this did not inspire me to want to get the original or to repurchase it again, but it has a very fresh apple, green apple smell, which I like, and I know my fiance likes this as well. So we have come to the end on the last Dossier fragrance. Look at this. It's used, and I do have the original. It is in the travel size and it's in my purse. So I did purchase the original at the travel size. So I did not notice that they had the notes actually on the bottle. This is Floral Marshmallow, inspired by the Kilian's Love Don't Be Shy. And this is so sexy. This is one of the only fragrance in my collection that I would describe as sexy. I wear this on nights out. I've worn this to the office and caused quite a stir. A stir in a good way. Everyone was like, what are you wearing? What are you wearing? Not in a bad way. But this is the fragrance that I have gotten the most compliments in my 50-year-old life, is this fragrance. The inspired by and the travel size that I have. I will have to say that I believe the way that I've experienced this fragrance is that the travel size, which is the original, not the inspired by, does last longer with my body chemistry. I don't believe that this one lasts as long, but boy, is this beautiful. This is beautiful. And the notes, sorry, I got distracted by just smelling it. The top notes are marshmallow, neroli, and bergamot. The middle notes are orange blossom, honeysuckle, jasmine, and orris. And the base notes are amber, vanilla, and musk. And this is what they would consider a gourmand. It's sweet, it's marshmallowy, it's sexy. It's let's go to an expensive steakhouse in a sexy black dress vibe to it. Get dressed up, have a good time, get tons of compliments on how good you smell. I love it. This is, I don't know if I repeat it, this is one of my favorite fragrances in my collection, but this to me is, I don't want to call it my signature scent, but once this is done, I will purchase the original, the Kilian Love Don't Be Shy. I will purchase the original, and I believe that it will be a forever fragrance. This will be a forever fragrance in my collection. I love it. I'm thinking about what I want to wear on my wedding day. I don't know if I'll be done with it by then, but I think I do want to purchase the original. I told myself I wouldn't purchase anything until the bottles were done, but I think I will purchase the original before my wedding and have that as my wedding fragrance, because this to me, what they used to say is the bee's knees. This is the bee's knees, y'all. This is the bee's knees. This smells so good. If you're not familiar with this fragrance, I would definitely say get yourself a travel size or a little tester and try it out. This is beautiful. This is beautiful. I'm not familiar with Kilian's other fragrances. I hear that they are also really nice, but this lasts, the travel size lasts long. Like I said, this doesn't last as long, but it still smells amazing. It is long wearing, but not as long wearing as the original, but love this, and would highly recommend. So that is my fragrance collection. So what's next for me in my fragrance journey? I'm not shopping or searching for the perfect signature scent, but I am making sure that every bottle I bring actually serves a purpose, and I think I've got that purpose there. No more blind buys. Like I said, no more influencer focused purchases. No more cluttered shelves. This is it. I did say I probably will buy that one Kilian Don't Be Shy, but that will be my wedding fragrance. That's probably the only exception that I will make. I just want to have scents that I love and I actually wear. And there's a lot here. Honestly, there's no need for me to buy anymore. I can't promise that I'll never buy another fragrance or another fragrance will not be added to this list. I love fragrances. I love the way they smell, but I want it, like I said, I want to be mindful. They have to fit my vibe. They have to be a niche that I'm missing. And I don't, right now, I cannot think of anything, but that could change. Do I think I found my signature scent? Maybe, but I'm not sure yet. I think I'm close. I just think I need more time. So what's next for me as I look at this journey of self-discovery and finding that right fragrance for me? I would have to say it's exploring more niche and personal fragrances that feel unique to me. Now I want to hear from you. How do you approach your fragrances? I would love to know. I know that I did not pronounce all of the notes correctly. I'm still learning, and actually looking at the notes was an amazing experience. I'm just like floored on how that changed my perspective of how perfumes smell and the impact that they have. Never did that before, so this was actually a very exciting day and video for me to record. I would also like to know, is it wrong to be looking for a signature scent? Is that something other people do? Would you say that you had a signature scent? And if so, I would love to hear what it is. And if you had any recommendations of any fragrances that you think I should even try. I mean, I would try a little travel size of something that maybe you suggest. Also, too, does anyone ever have a signature scent for their wedding? And if so, I would love to hear what your wedding scent was. I'm not sure if this is just something that I'm doing, or is this something new that other brides have done in the past or that you have done? And if you could just drop all of that in the comments, I would love to hear about it or read about it. And if you enjoyed this video, please don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell button so you never miss a new video from me. Thank you so much for watching. I love to see you, and I would love to see you next time. And you have a wonderful day.